What is up, guys? Eric Janicki back here with another video. I got the man, the myth, the legend, Larry Wheels. And
Sir, thanks for having me.
pretty cool moment for me, you know, watching Larry for years and years, and to think now we're training together, making a video together is pretty dope. But I think it's just a testament to a lot more people taking notice of my training style. You know, obviously the extreme range of motion, tempo. So what I'm gonna do is run Larry through a workout. He kind of saw me trial run a workout last Tuesday, and he was like, oh shit, this is gonna be fucking hard. But we are going to run through a leg workout. We're gonna push the range of motion. We're gonna get as much stretch mediated hypertrophy as possible. We are going to get as much blood flow as possible, because I'm gonna talk to you guys through this video, but there's gonna be a difference between obviously pushing for strength and pushing for hypertrophy. And there's some crossover, but we're gonna be very extreme in that kind of like hypertrophy, not going super light, but we're gonna be focusing more on that tempo, range of motion, and driving as much blood and hypertrophy into the tissue. So Larry is getting ready for a classic physique show. One of the big things he's wanted to work on is the volume of his legs. His legs are arguably some of the strongest in the world. Dude can squat what?
9 times my best.
Yeah, 900 pounds. So the strength is there. What we're gonna work it today on is that shape, that pop.
Yes, no doubt. I am shaking in my boots. So I, as Eric stated, have observed his leg workout a week ago with my coach Ryan, and it looks pretty brutal, right? The range of motion is very long. The tempos are very long. Everything about this is just long and drawn out. But I'm
Long
mentally
like
prepared.
Larry.
That's right, long like Larry. That's right. If you see my gram, my latest boohoo post, you know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So I want to say mentally prepared for this workout. My legs are as fresh as they're going to get, and we know that they need the work. So I hope you're the man for the job to get them to grow.
We'll see. Let's hit it. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I just only have 3 plates on each side for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this first set just open up my hips as much as possible. So I'm going to let the knees, like I said, drive out. You can see the back plate is in the highest placement. And what that does is if the back plate's higher up, it allows me to go deeper without bottoming out the machine. So you can see how comfortably I go deep. If you guys need to, just use your hands to support that plate. Now I would always start, like I'm using 3, but that's because I've been doing this for a long time and I'm huge. So I would start with like one plate, and you can see you can just play around with the foot positioning. But this is a spot for me that's like comfortable. I could sit here literally all day long. I know most people are like, oh my God, it looks like miserable, but for me, I've just taken so much time to work on this hip mobility. This will also help you in your squat. If your hips, glutes, adductors are all this open, then it's gonna really help you in the deepest part of your squat, which is the hardest. Usually you're gonna take the most lower back. And so this has been helpful for me to just keep everything primed, and my top end strength, very, very good, especially in the bottom of my reps. So I usually hold this for a few minutes. If you guys get taxed, you can always pop it out, do like reset, shake out the legs, bracket for a second, come back. Cumulatively, I would say push for like 2 to 3 minutes of opening up your hips. You can always, like I said, reset, come out of it, go back into it, and try to shoot for like anywhere that like 2 to 4 minute mark.
Yeah, see, it's my end range right there.
Yeah, so
that's my end range.
So what you can do too is take your hands, like I said, and use that to kind of like hold it and let it down nice and easy, so you're not like having all 4 plates right on you. Feel the difference?
Yeah.
Then you can take your triceps and push the knees out. Where do you feel that the most?
Adductors.
Yep. So let's keep just priming it. Get like 2 more stretch reps. So when he says adductors, what he means is right through here. So like right where your groin is. And that's what holds a lot of people back. And all of this stuff's connected through to your lower back. So your glutes, your groin, everything is interconnected through the posterior chain, the hamstrings. So a lot of people have lower back pain or tightness. It's usually not in their lower back itself. It's locking up because the fact that, you know, obviously adductors are tight, glutes are tight, and you can see Larry holding it for maybe 20 seconds. That's where you guys are gonna start. And then you can work up and start holding it for, you know, a minute at a time.
I go too deep now. It's pulling on my lower back.
Yep. If it at this weight, you shouldn't be as like concerned with it like slightly pulling on your lower back, because everything's connected. Like I said, if you're pulling from the front, it's gonna feel it in the lower back. You're not gonna hurt yourself with 2 plates on there, right?
Right. Well, I'm not gonna say no. That's a range of motion I never dive into.
So first working set, this is like for me is blood flow, and also continuing to utilize this first set to continue to open up the hips and glutes. So you guys can either take these handles and use them to pull yourself down. For me, I get so deep usually, and my arms are kind of big, so my knees hit my biceps. So I usually clear them. So everybody's always wondering, why the fuck are my arms out here like I'm like a snow angel or fucking snow angels in the snow. But for me, the depth it's prohibitive of me going here because it's going to basically run into my bicep. So I'm going to go down, hold for about a 3 count, drive out. Slow on that eccentric. And you see how comfortable this is for me. Like, I've gotten to a place now, like, even with 10 plates on there, 5 on each side, this is very comfortable. I feel like pressure in my lower back because I was taking years and years to continue to open up my hips. So like, even with 10 plates, I can almost like go onto the sides of my feet and continue to open up. And obviously this is going to be deeper than you guys are going to get on your first try on this. It's going to take weeks, months to continue to open up your hips to get to that level. There's also hypertrophic benefits to this because if I'm doing longer reps, meaning they take longer, I'm doing something called creating hypoxicity in the tissue. So if you've ever seen people do like blood flow restriction training, that's creating a hypoxic environment in the tissue where you're limiting the amount of oxygen available for the tissue to perform, and that's going to force you to start to utilize larger muscle fibers, which is slow twitch to fast twitch, small to large. So as I continue to drive blood flow, reduce the amount of oxygen available, I'm actually going to drive more hypertrophy at less weight as we continue to drive through this workout. So yeah, you can use your hands, pull your butt down, pull your butt down with the handles. Slow as you can, stretch as far as you can, comfortably, and out. Good. Try to every rep, dig for an extra inch of depth. Deep, 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 deep. Push. Good. Pull that butt down every rep. An inch more depth. There it is, dude. That's right. Fuck yeah. Yep. Deep. Let's go. Dig, dig, dig. Drive. Nice. 2 more inches, 2 more inches. And go. Let's go dig. 1 more inch. That's what my wife says to me every time.
Same here, man.
Let's go, dig. Come on. Dig, 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 dig. Dig a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. Go. Out. Now drive. Good. Do 4 more, let's go. Come on. Deep, deep. Pull your butt down, that's perfect, perfect. Drive. Good. 3 more. Let's go. Deep as you got. Look, there it is, there it is, there it is. Drive. Good, 2 more. Breathe into it, breathe into it. Deep, deep, deep. That's a fucking great rep, dude.
We're getting better.
Huh?
We're getting there.
You're definitely getting the hang of it, dude. I used to have major lower back issues, like debilitating almost to the point where during my leg training it would lock up and I'd have to like basically sit down for 15 minutes at a time because my back was so activated. Now I have no issues like here. No lower back activation whatsoever.
Yep. That's what it takes. 31 inch quads. 31s. I think I'm riding on 24s. Yep.
Do those have like a little elevator? Okay.
Yup.
Like I see girls.
Here we go. Nice, dude.
All right, now we got crazy blood flow here. Very minimal oxygen available to tissue. I'm gonna drive through some failure reps. So try to get full range, of course, speeding up those reps. Let's get it.
Beautiful. Yep. Oh yeah.
You can see so much blood flow. Still for a few sets. It's already accumulated. See how I drove those knees out super deep? That's gonna build all the way through here, through your hamstring adductors. So when you stand on stage, that inner is where a lot of guys lack. They might have the sweep, but if you stand here and you're lacking that inner development, it's gonna look hollow. So repping like this, it's gonna allow you to have that thickness throughout.
Right, so I've overdeveloped my adductors, hip flexors, glutes, hamstrings and the upper hamstring, and heavy squats. Not ass to grass, but 90 degrees. So my coach recommends I do basically half reps. But half reps compared to a normal leg press, probably a quarter with Eric's. Because going 90 degrees is like a quarter of the range of motion that he's doing. Like you're going ass to grass and beyond that. Like you're basically at contortions at this rate.
Kind of. So you saw too, I got some past failure reps at the end of the set where I hit like 10 to 12 with tempo. I fired through 10 fast reps. So I kind of like the joke. My burnout is your working set. What I've done is created that hypoxicity in the tissue. Then I hit the fucking hard fast reps, which is going to drive even more hypertrophy. Sorry, the stuff this training is also very aerobic.
I wish, I wouldn't know.
How much fucking
The
pump you have already is crazy.
I wish you saw the
Yes.
like 8 and 8 or 10 and 8.
Let's go, maybe let's go 8 and 10. Let's do
But like she had essentially
Yes, dude, that was a fucking great rep. 5.
that was the last thing I broke by myself. Or not my team. This might be why it's not.
Slow.
There's any kind of connection. That's all.
Milk it, milk it, milk it. Drive. Last one, milk the fuck out of it. Deep as you get. Deep, 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 deep. Go. Good. Big breaths in. 3 or 4 big breaths in.
No, it's
All right, here we go. 10 fast reps. All the way down, all the way up. All the way down. 2, 3, don't stop. 4, don't stop. 5, let's go. 5 more. 6, 7, 8, 2 more. Big breath. 9. Fuck yes. So the reason I also wouldn't sleep on the range of motion for your quads is because you're gonna get a ton of stretch mediated hypertrophy as you get down to that axis point where the flexion is very great. You're stretching out the tissue in your quad, and that's called stretch mediated hypertrophy. So they've shown that providing pressure under load, like when we're holding those pauses, is actually going to induce a ton of hypertrophy, almost as much as the concentric or the pause at the peak contraction. So definitely don't sleep on getting big range of motion for your quad specifically. What's the King Ronnie say?
Hey, wait! I think you were doing proud with this set, sir.
All right.
You're doing proud. What's PR territory? What's a PR for you?
For this?
With this rep range, tempo, and everything.
This.
This right here.
This will probably be.
Oh, let's go, baby. Let's see it. Let's go. 6 and 10. Time to wake up, buddy. We're here now. That's fucking good. That's really good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're in there now. Yep. In the growth zone now. Yes. Yep. Oh, wow, dude. We chilling. Yep. Time for deep breaths. Yep. 10 and 10 balls. Let's see it. Yep. Beautiful. Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Time to push. One more breath. One more breath. Yep. Here we go. Crank them out, sir. Yep. Crank them out. You're gonna get 10 with me or without me. Let's see it. Yep. Halfway there now. Breathe. Breathe.
6-4.
Yep. Yep. Breathe. Keep breathing. Yep. 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 Take a breath. Take a breath now. Take a breath. Yep. I'm not touching it.
I know.
Do or die, sir. Yep. If he dies, he dies. Yep.
4.
Yep. Last one. We're cooking now. We're cooking. Let's see it. Come on.
Let's go.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ow. Come on. Dig faster. Dig, 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 dig. Yeah. Eat. Dig. Deep, 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 deep. Drive. Good. Dig. Boom. Good. Slow, slow, slow. Milk it, milk it, milk it. Push. Come on. Deep, 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 deep. Good, man. Let's go. Breathe. Breathe. Come on. Down, up. Let's go. Down, up. That's good, Rick. That's good, down. Yes. Yes. 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on. 9. Woo! Let's fucking go, dude.
Not too terrible.
All right, second exercise, we are going to be on the pendulum squat. So this is a very unique piece of equipment. It makes it like 1, 2 plates feel like 10.
Literally.
But
it really does.
you guys, if you guys don't have this machine, you can emulate the same type of tempo, range of motion on your hack squat in your home gym. So what we're going to be doing, we have a ton of blood flow. We are going to induce even more hypertrophy by going super deep, getting that stretch medial hypertrophy, pushing through the quads. We're gonna go a little lower foot placement on this, so we get more quad drive than as much glutes, because Larry really needs to work on that sweep like he talked about.
Most definitely.
His words, not mine. I've told a story since he didn't tell it on camera, but we were working out last week, and I did my first set, and he was like, yeah, your endurance must be trash, weighing that much. When I was 275, 280, dude, my endurance sucked. So I can only imagine how you're feeling. I was just sitting there like, just wait till we're like 2/3 of the way through this workout, and I'm still firing off on all cylinders. The endurance is there, but it's from training like this over and over and over again, building up that muscular endurance from training in longer range of motion, slower time under tension, max peak contraction. It's gonna help you grow and break through plateaus. So I'm not only worried about strength, I'm worried about how fucking hard can I go and how long can I go throughout my workouts.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Yeah. Yep. 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 Yep.
Two more.
That's it.
Last one.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Those first two were pretty big attacks on the CNS, so nervous system. We're gonna come back and hit an ISO so we can still drive hypertrophy, give our CNS a little break, aerobically give ourselves a little break before hopping back in some more compound stuff. So what we're gonna do here is quad extension with a good isometric hold. I'm gonna push the knees out slightly in order to get as much quad sweep. So you can see the difference. Look at it like if I'm straight on with the toes. Now watch the difference in my quads open up here. You see how much more I'm getting that sweep. I'm gonna pull my butt down using these handles, same way we were on the leg press, because of the weight I'm doing, it'll lift my butt off. I wanna go all the way up to straight legs, hold an isometric hold for 3 to 4 counts, slow on that eccentric, milk it. All right, let's go. Dig underneath, big stretch to the top of the quad. Dig underneath, drive. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Slow on the eccentric.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Bro, we training legs or biceps?
Biceps, every day. Hold, 2, 3, 1. Hold, 2, 3, 2. Hold, 2, 3, 3. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 7. Milk that in. Drive. Hold, 2, 3, 8. Hold, 2, 3, 9. 2, 3, 10. All the way to the bottom. These partials pop. 2, 3, you got 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Phil was just asking me why, instead of like doing those partials as opposed to dropping down to maybe half the weight and doing full reps. 2 reasons. Number one, that 5, 7, 10 seconds that it takes to change weight, put your legs back under, you're gonna lose some of the hypoxicity, that crazy buildup of lack of oxygenation in the tissue. So you're basically recharging really fast. The second reason is because at that maximal load, the whole stack that we're doing, even at partial reps, there's so much torque, especially at the bottom where it's stretched out the most. You're gonna get a ton more hypertrophy than dropping all the way down than hitting full reps with half the weight, because you still get that maximal load. So you've hit the full reps, now you can burn out with some partials in order to drive as much hypertrophy on both the down and the up. So we're gonna here, lean back, roll over it, fall on the up, squeeze the hips forward at the top. 2, 3, 4. Oh my God, that was almost failure. One more. So I actually got stuck there, that was crazy. Literally just gassed. This one you're not trying to go super heavy because this part of the workout, you should be pretty taxed. So what we're gonna do is slightly wider base. We're gonna go right leg lunge. We're gonna bring the feet together. We're not gonna come all the way up, so we're not gonna stand. We're gonna go right into a deep lunge. Then we're gonna go out to the left, right into a little squat. So you see how I never fully come up? So it's gonna keep tension on the quads.
It's probably satisfying to throw it at the end, huh?
Literally so satisfying.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't like to throw weights, but I don't want to get that off me. There it is. There it is. Good.
I gotta remember to switch legs.
There it is. Constant tension. Nice. Yeah, that's good stride length right there. Let's go. Your quads are under tension the entire time. So I've seen Larry do like walking lunges, like 225, but you come up at the top of a heavy lunge. These, you stay in that hole. You're never coming all the way to the top. So you're gonna constantly have tension in your quads, glutes, adductors. Let's get another set.
How much potential do you see in my calves?
How honest do you want my answer to be?
Nothing but the truth.
I would say you have the potential to have like B+ calves.
B+. I could take B+. Where are they at right now?
They're like C+ calves.
Okay.
But mine are like B calves, so I can't like be like, oh, well, my calves are fucking A+. I mean, typically from a bodybuilding perspective, I know my calves are not great. We're taller guys. I think that there is a huge amount of bodybuilding that is just genetic potential. Like I was, I think, born to be somebody that grows pretty fervently, even on a low amount of, androgens. But I think that, so you just have to be honest with your genetic potential. Like I kind of realized my structure didn't really lend itself to classic, but I had to be honest with myself. Like my waist is not going to get smaller. Like my bone structure is not going to get smaller. I'm not going to look like C-bum. Whereas like Larry's got a great waist structure. If he brings up some body parts, he could do some damage. See? So you can't teach that structure. So if he brings up everything around it, it's gonna be dangerous. Same thing, like Larry doesn't have like A+ genetic for calves, so probably not gonna have A+ calves even if you train them every day for the next 3 years. But they could get to be like B+ calves. So I don't want to say like, obviously, hold yourself back due to your genetic potential, but also be honest with what are your strengths, what do you need to work on, and what's like really physically you're capable of.
On that note, when I tried to venture into open bodybuilding, this was 5 years back. I was on stage, 6'1", on stage, or 255. There was 2 other bodybuilders, maybe incorrect with how many that were my height, but I remember 2 vividly that were literally like dwarfing me. I didn't even make it to the top 10. They just had so much more mass than I did, and I remember how hard it was for me to go into that prep for that show, and I did everything I could. I did insulin, I pushed everything to fucking 11, and I was training, I was vomiting every leg session, I was really pushing myself, and I was like this big next to the guys who were my height on stage. I was nowhere near competitive in that division. But then that was just the beginning of classic bodybuilding, just when C-Bomb was like getting his stride and the division was becoming popular, and then over the years there's been more and more track to it, going, you know what, that's where I fit in. So maybe as you just said, classic wasn't for you because it wasn't like you're just too big for classic, maybe, right? Yeah. But you open so much better. So
yeah, we'll see. I mean, and plus, if I go pro in supers, I could go and do classic at 230 pro cap. So it's potential for me to get there. I do look really good, really lean, really dry, really hard, but I did sacrifice a little size to get down to that amateur cap. So we'll see what the future holds.
Most definitely. Would you argue one is healthier than the other, or they're both?
Oh, 100%. Anytime that you have to add tissue to get to the same body fat percentage, and let's say for a guy like me, who's just under 6'1", to be competitive on like an open bodybuilding stage as a pro, I'd have to probably step on stage like inside out at 265, 270, which is so much tissue. I would have to walk around at like 320 in the off season, 310, and it's just like you got to really start pushing drugs. You got to really start pushing the lifestyle. It's not going to be very healthy. So I think classic is inevitably going to be, for most people, a healthier option to get into bodybuilding. It's like the lower barrier of entry. I know people say like, oh, you're soft if you do classic. I don't think that's necessarily the case. You have to bust your ass just as hard, but you're not pushing the volume game. You're not pushing the size game. You're pushing more shape, aesthetics, flow. That's why I have so much respect for classic physique guys.
But then the last thing I want to add to that, right, is in my case, right, we're cutting down into classic. Because I walk around fairly comfortably at 255, 260. So for me to drop to 230, which is the cutoff for amateur 6'1", it's not easy, right? But I'm not having to add any tissue, right? I'm dropping body fat, and it's a lesser evil. But now we have hard gainers that are 6'1", right? Who may only be, who may be struggling to add size at their height and fit into the division, right? And so they may be having the same issue as, I guess, I were to try and go into open bodybuilding. So I still think, even like within the spectrum of classic, that if you have to like try and grow into the show as if I were to do open bodybuilding, it can still be pretty unhealthy, as we just said, like adding tissue, and you have to boost the drugs and force feed. Because right now, just to maintain where I'm at right now, I'm like eating 3 times a day. I'm like 2,100 calories, right? And I can comfortably maintain this size and diet all year round.
What are you eating?
I'm eating right at this very moment 3 times a day for the last 2 months.
No, but how much? How many calories?
About 2,500.
Oh shit.
Yeah. My body does not want to drop below 255 right now. I think there was a week when I first came back to LA, I was eating like I was so busy with moving and everything, and was definitely well under 2,000 calories, and I still wasn't dropping weight. So we're gonna have quite a roller coaster getting into 230 on stage, because it's pretty tough for me to drop weight, right? Even on 2.5, I'm still maintaining 255, 2.5 calories a day.
Yeah, plus a lot of guys, when they get to that last 15 pounds, they drop some of the drugs out, and they'll drop fucking 10 pounds in 2 days.
Right.
Whereas Larry doesn't have that advantage, so.
Right, me being on 175 a week and that's it, what am I gonna drop? I can't cut off any drugs right now, so it's a trial and error. We're gonna see what happens. That's why we're not pulling the trigger on any shows just yet, right? We don't want to commit to anything just yet. When we have it, like really dialed in, okay, like I know I can drop X amount of weight, X amount of time.
All right, we survived, barely, but Larry absolutely crushed it. I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, he pushed himself so hard. I mean, we trained together last week, and I know he's got like a different mind state, and I think that's what I want you guys to get out of this. Almost more than the form, almost more than the tempo. Like, it's the mindset of how we locked into this workout. Sure, we effed around a little bit with people coming over to us, but every set was methodical. We were pushing to failure. We were mentally pushing our thresholds, and that's what training's all about, especially for bodybuilding. It's so important to lock in and don't just like go through the motions. Sure, you can come in here and do 12 reps, 10 reps, 16 reps, follow your favorite Instagram influencers workout, but if you're not connecting, you're not creating that mind muscle connection, you're not pushing those thresholds, you might as well just be going through the motions. So hope you guys enjoyed this workout. Larry, what was your major takeaways from this workout, man?
Listen, you know, growth happens out of your comfort zone, you just said, and I was pushing far out of my comfort zone today. Range of motion, surprisingly, wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be in the leg press. And I loved how I got a little bit deeper each set. And my coach would disagree, but I did get a pretty sick quad pump, right? Despite having my knees at ear level. So I got a sick quad pump. Definitely the hardest I pushed my legs since I've been back doing my bodybuilding routine. So thank you for that. And I think that just shows the value of having a good training partner, right? Because when you come in here alone, I think even the best of us, maybe we have a tendency to back off a little bit and dive down the intensity just a little bit. But when you have a training partner, right, that's potentially, you know, in my case, bigger and stronger, right, for today's workout, that just makes me want to push that much harder, right, because you want to keep up, man. That's just in our competitive nature. So if I had any recommendations for those watching, if you can't get a good coach, get a good training partner.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys again for watching. Remember, subscribe to Larry's page. Link will be below. Subscribe to my page. It means the world to me. And also comment if you want to see more videos with Larry and me training, walking around, doing the thing. So catch you guys on the next one.